You're up.
Today's stories include From Software saying they're not currently considering an Elden Ring sequel. Portal and Astro Bot are successes according to PlayStation, and Switch 2 accessories are seemingly already leakings. We'll have all this and more because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Snowbike Mike, it's Christmas. And I was a little distracted for that cold open because I just saw a news story.
Okay.
That Alamo Drafthouse is opening 2 more theaters in San Francisco. And that shouldn't upset me as much as it
does. That's too many.
One
Tim.
is enough. We have one. I appreciate the Alamo experience. We need some more premium freaking theaters. We don't need this shit. I'm so upset about this.
That's insane, Tim. I'm glad to hear that you were a little distracted because I didn't know if you remembered that or if you were distracted because Kevin was like, intro out. And then I was like, here comes the cold open. I wonder if we're on that. And so it felt like we were just all over the place. But
we
were.
It's fine.
It was the Alamo's fault.
I blame the Alamo. I always blame the Alamo, everybody. Mike, how you doing?
Tim, I'm doing great. Good morning to you. It's great to be on the show with you. A lot of fun news stories to talk about. I'm feeling good, looking good. Like I told Blessing yesterday, I got my PPL and Microsoft Flight Sim. Took a lot of effort to get my private pilot's license.
So okay.
That was pretty
PJs
cool.
Now you can take out.
Yes, and then, of course, most importantly, I did jump on the new season of Fortnite last night.
Okay, and?
Got to see the very highly anticipated Godzilla skin in
so
the
what's the story on this? Because I've seen it 2 ways. I've seen Godzilla as a skin wearing Jordans, but then I've also seen a giant Godzilla with the wrong roar stomping through.
I haven't seen that Godzilla yet. I've only seen the Godzilla in the storefront that will be unlockable later on in the season. I think it looks good. A lot of people aren't pleased because, of course, it's tough to put Godzilla into a human body shape. We've seen that with a number of Fortnite characters and how you have to change them up. But I think the texture of the actual skin itself and how it looks like Godzilla, it looks really good in my opinion. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I think some people are a little mixed on it.
So what's the point of this season? Is it Godzilla? Or is Godzilla just a feature of this?
I think it's like samurais and upgrading the movement tech. So, Tim, what you'll see in this one is a really cool piece of movement here. You're bouncing off of walls. You're rolling off of higher drops with fall damage and stuff like that. It just feels like they're elevating the movement slightly to make it faster, more fluid, and I like that. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. There are some complaints that I have, but day one with the boys playing Fortnite, it was pretty cool to jump in.
So, I mean, I don't really associate as a Fortnite guy.
I'm not. Yeah.
And so do you just jump in new seasons every time? And
every time the new season drops, I'll play for a day.
And do they ever click with you more than others? Or is it always just like, it's a fun night and I know what I'm getting in?
When they had the Spider-Man hands and those gauntlets where I could really move around the map, I loved that. Right now they have this cool ninja sword where you really move with the sword. I like that a lot. They have these different Oni masks so you can throw fireballs or you can throw one that teleports you across the map. And that was pretty cool to really play with the movement and how you can be on the map in different areas. I love that. Every season I try, it never brings me fully in.
Why do you think that is? Because I think of Snowbike Mike and I think of a jolly guy that just wants to hang out and play games with friends. And it seems like there's so many friends out there that just want to play Fortnite with you.
I know. It's you know what it is, Tim? I'm just not good. Okay. It's the Apex Legends situation. It's Fortnite. That's why when I always bring up the big three, I'm on the Call of Duty side, is because I've figured out Call of Duty and I've gotten good at it. Apex and Fortnite, I've just fallen off and I'm not good anymore.
Okay.
And so it's either devote a bunch of time to get better or just fall off and not be part of it. And that's me. Unfortunately, it's fun, Tim, right? You jump into Fortnite and you were hit with just so much, right? Everybody's wearing different cool Fortnite skins. We're singing Hot to Go, Sabrina Carpenter. We're hitting the gritty. It's a blast. I love that, right?
What a
Snoop
game,
Dogg's
everyone.
in there, Ice Spice. It's a blast. But when we get to it and it's finally time to battle real players, I am 2 steps behind. It's not even a half step, Tim. We're like, I could have got that guy. It's like, no, I never had a chance against that person.
Big Kev Dog, welcome back to Kind of Funny Games Daily. You are now a father, which is probably going to change your gaming habits quite a bit, I would imagine. But you're also one of the bigger Fortnite fans, I know. Are you planning to hop in here with Big G-Zilla?
I don't think so. And it's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to. I just don't. Like, especially a game like Fortnite, you know, where you can't hit pause. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
tough.
pause.
That's
time.
Tough time.
I don't know if I can joke. Hey, I gotta go feed this kid. I'll be back in 15, maybe 30 minutes. Keep me alive.
Well, one
Tim,
day Kevin will return.
Before we leave Fortnite, I do want to get to Snowbike Mike's Fortnite Big Three.
Yeah.
I have 3 big questions I'd like to put out there to the Fortnite audience and to the Epic team out there to please school me on. And it's just like, here's some questions that I got. Question number 1, Tim. The small pots, a.k.a. the small shields, that heal you for 25% or put shields on for 25%. It's been so long. Why do we still stick at 50%? Why can't it just heal me to 100%? Why is that rule still there? It's been 7+ years of
It's
Fortnite.
to get you to look for more shields.
I get it, but like I'm throwing it out there. How come we've never moved past that? Lay it on me, chat.
Okay.
Let me know. Number 2, when will we do away with the extended glider animations and just drop? Fortnite has the thing where you drop for about 65%, and then the rest of the time we have to slowly drop with our gliders. And I know the reason why. Microtransactions, of course.
Oh, really?
I want to sell. I mean, it has to be, right?
You have to be able to see
I
it.
need to, if you're going to buy a glider for me for $10, I need you to see it for an extended period of time instead of just flying down, dropping it real quick, and then never seeing it again. So it's probably that. But like, we got to do away with that because the time it takes to glide down and then slowly circle and wait to get into it is just painfully slow.
Okay.
It hurts. So what's up with that? Mike's top 2. Okay.
Hit me with number 3,
Number
Mike.
3, the stamina bar. What are we doing with that? Can we take it away or can we double it?
So it sounds like you just want this game to be a lot faster in every way.
There is some fast moments in this game, but then there's moments where you get hit where you're like, why is this not faster? Why are we improving the movement and we're putting weapons and objects in the game to elevate the movement? But when it comes down to just running and walking, it is slow. And they've added this stamina bar. I don't know. It's been some time, Tim. I don't know if you saw it, right? But there's a stamina bar now, and you kind of sprint, and then it just quickly depletes, and then you have to wait for it to build up. And it never feels quite right, where it's like, I could have got probably 15 more steps out of that, and it would have felt better. But every time it depletes, you're like, now I'm just slow walking. And this doesn't feel good in Fortnite. It's an odd blend.
The chat seems to be on your side.
Yeah, these are
for some of these complaints here.
I don't feel like I'm off on these. I would like to know because it's been a long time in Fortnite, right? Things have evolved, things have changed, and these are just like some of the small things where I'm like, after all these years, we almost get to 10 years now. How come this hasn't changed? The small pots still 25%, only to 50. Come on, we haven't talked about that. Come on now.
Talk about it, people.
You know what I mean? Let me know. Let me know, everybody. That's just after my day of Fortnite. I'll probably never go back like I usually do. Let me know what you think on the Fortnite stuff. I need to know.
Let Mike know, everybody, because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through all the video game news that you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, please support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free. Watch us record them live and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be part of this show, you can super chat in. So if you have thoughts on things that you don't like about Fortnite, please let us know, and we'll see what Mike has to say about that. We got a couple super chats already. One from Memo saying, I love this duo so much. Just to remind y'all, it's my senior recital this Saturday at San Jose State University, and it'd be awesome if y'all can come.
Will I be there?
Too. Will you be there?
Ready? I got a 85% chance. I've actually circled back to the email going, am I about to be here? Get ready. I might go.
Man, I'm sorry. I feel bad. I saw the email, the kid. Like, I want to respond. I'm not going to be there. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be honest with you. And, like, certain people on the stage.
Even Andy's a possible.
Even Andy's a possible, everyone.
A possible is, like, very big out of Andy. So you never know. We could be there.
Then we got Chris Rock 90 saying, why is Tricycle Michael here? That's real good.
Yeah, shaved the mustache, shaved the beard. In all of honor of Xanth, of course. Xanth came on the podcast. You were there, Tim, for Path of Exile 2. And, we just had a little bet, so I've lost it, and we're here now.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it. We're just going to live.
I appreciate it. It'll be back soon enough, everybody. Remember, we are an 11-person business all about live talk shows. Today, after Games Daily, you're going to get an epic, kind of funny GAMESCAST all about Andy's Japan journey and Monster Hunter Wilds preview. So that's very, very cool. The stream after that will be us hanging out with Persona 3, Batman, and Street Fighter voice actor Aleks Lee. That's pretty damn sweet.
Very cool.
And then if you're a Kind of Funny member, you can get today's Gregway, of course, our daily exclusive show. And we're sending out a holiday card to our premium collector's item tier supporters on Patreon. It's festive, it's exclusive, and it smells like holiday cheer. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Delaney Twining and Carl Jacobs. Today we're brought to you by Shady Rays and Aura Frames, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. There we go. Time for some news. We got 5 stories today.
Baker's dozen!
Story number 1. From Software is, quote, not really considering Elden Ring 2 development. This comes from Tom Ivan at VGC. From Software has said it's not currently considering making an Elden Ring sequel. Elden Ring director and From Software president Hidetaka Miyazaki discussed the studio's future projects during an appearance at the PlayStation Partner Awards 2024, where the game's Shadow of the Erdtree expansion received the Grand Award. We're not really considering developments such as an Elden Ring 2. Miyazaki said, as reported by IGN Japan and translated by Automaton. However, he said the studio wasn't ruling out the possibility of the Elden Ring IP developing in some form in the future. Miyazaki, who is also the director behind Demon's Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne, said From Software is currently working on several projects which are diverse in terms of genre. Mike, interesting.
That's the exciting one there.
He's directing some of them while others are being helmed by colleagues. In an interview published in May, Miyazaki ruled out making a second Elden Ring expansion, but left the door open for a potential sequel. He said the company would rather release one major expansion than split additional content into several parts, which would reduce the freedom of exploration and sense of adventure the game offers. Then, Mike, you had some follow-ups here.
Yeah, just some talking points for us to talk about in that story, so I remembered.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is, I guess, from afar, when you first hear this, you go, really? You're not going to make a sequel to this beloved, highly selling game? That's an odd choice right there. So I guess that's like the fun intro to it all, right? I think we can go a little bit deeper of, well, they have a lot of other projects. They got a lot of titles that have kind of been left there. Will they go back to them? What are the new genres? So yeah, I'm interested in having this conversation with you.
Yeah, there's a lot. Obviously, you brought up the sales. Like, we cannot question the success of Elden Ring from a sales perspective. We cannot question Elden Ring from a critical perspective. We cannot question Elden Ring from a community perspective. It is kind of the trifecta of it's got it all. And From Software earned it with every ounce of their being. I feel like Elden Ring is such an example of years and years, a decade of growth, of building towards greatness after greatness after greatness to lead to something that is like bigger than. Like, I feel like the success of Elden Ring was such a hurdle to get over for how big the game is, how it took the Souls franchise and made it a much bigger open RPG and found success with that. I feel like it kind of gives From Software the freedom to do whatever they want, where there is an inherent trust in them now. I feel like when we look at the Souls games, clearly we look at Sekiro, we look at Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Armored Core. Like, I feel like the success of Armored Core, granted, not nearly on the same levels of some of the aforementioned games, but to take a franchise that, like, I would have considered niche and on life support to some extent, right? And they brought it back. And it was a critical success. It sold surprisingly well. And I think at this point, we just kind of expect that, because when the From Software logo pops up, we're expecting greatness.
Yeah, it's fun that you bring that up. And I think that's the fun part of the conversation that we could have is like, well, now you've created that in the general audience, right? Like, you've now made this massive hit that's transcended just, oh, the Dark Soulsborne audience loves this. It's like general audience knows this name and loves this game now. And it's like, well, wouldn't you follow that up with an Elden Ring 2? So everybody would be like, oh, I go from 1 to 2. I stay with that. Now you got to put a new name on the box. You got to have the logo there. And then they would go, oh, I've trusted that name. I'm going to go for that. Is that as appealing as just slapping 2 on this and going forth with it? But I agree with you, Tim. I totally think they've earned that, and they're beyond that now. People know this. They've made their own genre, which is just action-adventure games. It's Soulsborne now, and we talk about Soulsborne games as its own genre, but it's really, just that. But it's exciting. And yeah, Tim, where do they go next if you don't go Elden Ring 2?
Going with what you're saying of just like, is Elden Ring 2 the right answer? I mean, I feel like in terms of sales, yes. Like sequels, it's a proven entity even more so. I feel like Elden Ring is a brand, is an IP to itself that has the panache to be able to bring people in. But then there's also lofty expectations, and there's also the more, to an extent, starting from square one of figuring out what does a sequel to Elden Ring look like when they've already put out such an amazing expansion in the form of Shadow of the Erdtree that is nominated at the Game Awards for Game of the Year. Like, that's how substantial and well received that project was. So them being hot off of that, I'm not surprised that they're not jumping right into Elden Ring 2 from a creative perspective, but from a financial perspective, it's kind of a wild decision to make.
Yeah,
right?
that's where my mind goes on the business side of things, right? The business side of me would go, well, yeah, we're going Elden Ring 2, right? Figure out how to expand the story, no matter where you've left the story, complete or not complete. You figure it out. Okay, hey, what do we got to do? Make a giant open world again. Let's go. Turn and burn this because it's too great to miss out on. But then, yeah, like you said, Tim, right? The team has clearly said, hey, we can put a pause on this. Let's look at something else. And that's where I'm excited now to talk to you about. It's like, that's what I put in the follow-up of like, where do we go? Right? I think a lot of the audience quickly jumps to the big three in my mind, which is the follow-up to Armored Core, the follow-up to Sekiro, and the follow-up to Bloodborne. Yep. Right? Like, one of those three, I think Armored Core, I think they're going forward with that, right? Mm-hmm. But then the other two over here, do we return to a Sekiro? Do we go back to a Bloodborne and kind of keep those things rolling and get them back in the mainstream again? Do you dare, or do we go something completely
new? And so that, I think, is what's really interesting about where they're at right now is, and I'm being pretty optimistic with some of the words I'm about to use here, but I feel like with the creativity and trust that From Software has earned, that they are in a position that Elden Ring 2 needs to be amazing. It can't just be good. And that's why I'm like, while it would be slapping a sequel to Elden Ring out there, it's going to bring in a bunch of cash. I feel like they know the smarter move for themselves in the industry, an industry that in many ways they are, this might be exaggerating just a bit, redefining what success can look like as both a single player game publisher, but also having the co-op and multiplayer elements to it, right? I feel like they are in a place right now where they have proven that they can try different things and find success with that. And then they can put all their eggs into the basket of a giant, ambitious project like Elden Ring and knock it out of the park. Take your time with Elden Ring 2. We will get a sequel to Elden Ring. Like, we just will. I feel like there's not a chance.
Really? Okay.
I think there's not a chance we don't. I feel like it's too big of a brand. There's too much lore. There's too much world there that they're going to want to continue. And, you know, some of the wording here that they have of like the Elden Ring IP developing in some form in the future, a movie, a TV show, something like that. I do think that, yes, there's probably going to be some form of that somewhere. I think we're going to get an Elden Ring 2 video game at some point. I don't think it's going to be soon. I don't think it needs to be soon because, to your point, they have other projects they can go back to. I remember when they first announced Shadows Die Twice, right? We get that teaser. I think it was at the Game Awards, and everyone's like trying to figure out, oh, it's Bloodborne 2, or oh, it ended up being a new thing, Sekiro. I feel like the highest likelihood right now is that's what we're about to get. We're about to get another new thing, or a return to something different, like was it Tenchu that people were even expecting from Shadows Die Twice? Like I don't know. I think that there's like a lot of options for them to go back and have more building blocks, Armored Core level successes, while working on a bigger project in the background. But we got to talk about Bloodborne 2.
Bloodborne 2. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Your mind goes to Bloodborne 2 because, yeah, do you go back to that, right? Where do you stand with Sony there? Where do you stand with that title and that franchise? Is this a Bloodborne where we build off of Bloodborne and now we go from Demon Souls to Dark Souls, Bloodborne into something new, which becomes a trilogy? Or is it just a follow-up to Bloodborne 2? Is that what Sony wants? Is that what they want to do? Is this going to be an exclusive, right? Yeah. You've seen such success with multi-platform, right, with Elden Ring. Are we really going to just say, hey, we're making this exclusive to PlayStation? Are they backing up the money truck for that?
I mean, that is, I think, the biggest real point of line of questioning that we're at right now. Last week, 2 weeks ago, there was all those reports of potentially Sony acquiring the company that also includes From Software.
True.
That would be a then game changer. So clearly conversations we know are happening at this point. Apparently, we're going to find out the results of that, of if it actually comes to fruition in the coming weeks. That would be the biggest game changer, right? Where all of a sudden, I feel like a lot of questions in the air of what exclusivity looks like, what IP makes the most sense to work on next. I think that PlayStation wants a Bloodborne 2. I think they desperately want a Bloodborne 2.
Then they should remaster the first one. Give the people what we want.
Yeah, I know. And that is an interesting interesting place. I feel like that things get caught up there in a weird way. But they clearly they clearly understand the love for Bloodborne. Why they aren't doing anything about it and why they haven't remastered it, put out a 60 FPS patch, like something like that.
Yeah.
It's a little bewildering at this point, but there has to be a reason why. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
There has to be.
Yeah, of
because
course.
they clearly freaking know. The 30th anniversary PlayStation thing yesterday ends on Bloodborne.
It's crazy.
Like,
That was crazy.
they fucking know.
Yeah, you wonder, Tim, they're one of the biggest game developers in the world. They are the hottest right now on the scene. Everybody wants a piece of that, right? And yeah, my mind goes to, well, you got to back up the Brinks truck. You got to make a great deal to justify them not going multi-plat, because we just saw this was like one of the best-selling games of last year. This year, the DLC selling numbers, like, why would I go exclusive when I'm making so much there unless we make a big deal or someone purchases me? But you have to think that's going to be an insane war of, oh, I want to buy them. Well, everybody else wants to buy them too, because that's crazy.
But they already have some stake in it. Like there's like, I feel like it's not somebody else is trying to. I think it's like it's theirs if they have the capital and if they have the desire. And again, we're not talking about PlayStation. We're talking about Sony here, and we're talking about things way above From Software. Yeah. But that includes From Software, which I think is such an interesting wrinkle in all this. If I was From Software, I don't want to be exclusive. You want to be multi-plat. You want to be in as many places as possible because you want your game to sell like hotcakes. And they've proven they got the ability to do that on every single console that they're on, right? Elden Ring sells well everywhere that it is. So I think that to them would be the reason for them not to do a Bloodborne 2, because that would be exclusive and that would require a dump truck of money. At what point, though, is the dump truck of money just simply not worth it, because they could just make more being multi-platform. Yeah. And if you get acquired, you don't get that decision. Someone above you does, right? But I feel like that's kind of where we're at. And then you look at Square Enix right now and the blunders of having Final Fantasy 16 and 7 Remake exclusive on PS5. Like, it affected the sales of two amazing video games.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of companies are looking around and looking at that, and Square's going full multi-platform. Like, they're full like, hey, we need to figure this out going forward. What does that mean for 7 Remake 3? I don't know. That's probably locked in as part of the deal anyways.
Of course.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts here, Mike.
It's exciting. It's a fun story here because we also talk about different genres, right? We talk about FromSoft almost creating their own genre called the, Soulsborne-like games, right? And are they going to step out of that, right? Would they ever? Where would they go next, right? And I think that's a fun one of, like, now the audience can get excited, right? Would they make a tactics game? Would they make a turn-based game? I'm tempted. I'm interested to see, would they step out of just the Soulsborne-like game and really dive into something new right now after all these games and what they're known for? Would you make something different? And would it be great? Could it be great? That's the exciting part to me.
I think it can. And I think Armored Core's proof of it.
Exactly. And I'm excited because we've seen them try with the multiplayer to elevate that, right? And I think we've also seen the audience say every single time these games come out, hey, this is too hard for me. Or, hey, what about a difficulty setting? What can you do? How can you change this up? I would love to pitch, hey, what if we made Dragon's Dogma 2, but with 4 people, make it have those big boss fights, but a little bit on the easier side, but 4 players in this crazy Miyazaki world. I'm all about that. I'm interested in things that we could do. Or roguelite, right? People in the chat have gone over on that as well. Like, it's interesting to think of different genres that this team could branch out and do that's not just the Soulsborne-like games.
Yeah, interesting stuff, man. We got a super chat here from Charlie Nugget saying, good morning, Tim and Mike. Do you feel like FromSoft has hit the point that studios like Blizzard once had, where a person would buy the game just because their name's on it? I actually think that Blizzard is an amazing company to bring up there, where I do think that From Software has a market dominance now in a way that Blizzard did in the 90s and 2000s with StarCraft and Warcraft and all of the crafts. You know what I mean? But they had them all. And I do feel like there is that level of trust. And again, it's that trifecta that is so yearned for of critical reception, sales, and community reception. So yeah, I definitely think so.
Yeah, we're buying anything with the name on the box right now. At this moment, whatever they put out next, everybody's gonna flock to and try. And if it's their thing, if it hits like an Elden Ring, then we're on, right? If it's that mass appeal, everyone's into it, that's awesome. If it's a smaller side of things, it'll be interesting to see what they do next, right? The follow-up of, oh, well, that was big, but not big enough. Where do we go from there to fix that kind of trend? That will be the interesting one.
Real interesting, and we're going to cover all of it as it breaks over the next forever, everyone, because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. You can get the show ad-free if you get the Kind of Funny membership, but for everyone else, here's a word from our sponsors.
Isn't it funny how the people we love the most are often the hardest to shop for? Luckily, there's one gift that everyone on your list is sure to enjoy, an Aura digital picture frame. Aura frames make it incredibly easy to share unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone to the frame. When you give an Aura frame as a gift, you can personalize it and preload it with a thoughtful message and photos using the Aura app, making it an ideal present for long-distance loved ones. I have one at my desk, I sent one to my mom, and I'm sending this bad boy to my dad for Christmas. Seriously, uploading photos via the app is so easy and such a nice way to share Ben's childhood with my parents, even though we're in San Francisco and they're in Chicago. Save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by using promo code KINDAFUNNY at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code KINDAFUNNY. This deal is exclusive to you, our best friends, so get yours now in time for the holidays. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Shady Rays. Get ready for this holiday season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have all of your gift-giving needs covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Durable frames and world-class optics for all outdoor adventures. With an extensive array of styles and colors, you're bound to find the perfect pair of Shady Rays sunglasses. Y'all know I've been outside in the sun a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it's always such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I'm out and about looking dope. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost or broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Exclusively for you listening right now, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal. Head to shadyrays.com and use code KINDAFUNNY for 50% off 2 or more pairs of shades. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Shadyrays.com, use code KINDAFUNNY for 50% off 2 or more pairs of shades. We got a super chat from Bam255019 saying, I don't know about Final Fantasy not being multiple platform. I don't think Final Fantasy not being multi-platform hurt it as bad people are saying it did. Look at Final Fantasy 16 sales on PC, it's under 500,000. But I think a big part of that, though, is the marketing push. It doesn't get that second big marketing push when it comes out a year later or whatever on the PC. It's if it was day and date multi-platform, then it's the fervor as people are talking about it and like it's being reviewed and more people have the game accessible as there's commercials on TV for the project and sides of buses and trains and all that stuff. Like that's, I think, where you get that real swell. We see it over and over, like even with the big PlayStation games, try as they might to put out God of War on Steam. Years later, it's not going to like crush and change the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that first impression we always talk about, right? It's tough to get the second layer of hype a year and a half later to be like, Tim, now you got to buy it. Now is your turn when you're like, well, it already came out on this other console. I watched Twitch streamers play it already, or I watched the YouTube of it, or I got 1,000 other games. It's too late now. I can't go back. Or I'm a diehard fan. I'm going to buy it, and I'm part of that small number there. It doesn't quite work. And we're seeing a strategy now of a lot of game publishers and developers we got to put it everywhere. We want to be there day one so more people will buy it and be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Story number 2, Hermen Hulst speaks on AI, Portal's success, and Astro Bot. This comes from Tom Gerken at BBC. Hermen Hulst and his co-CEO Hideaki Nishino spoke to the BBC as Sony celebrates their 30th anniversary of the consoles being launched. The company had a year marked by highs and lows, with the phenomenal success of its PlayStation 5 console and games offset by big job losses in a pattern repeated across the industry. Game developers have been hit by slowing demand after the pandemic, but some are also concerned about the impact of AI on jobs. Advances in the technology have the potential to allow many of the mundane parts of game development to become automated, but it has also caused deep unease that AI systems will also take over the creative process, with voice actors in the US striking over fears the tech could be used to replace them. Mr. Hulst acknowledged AI was changing gaming, but said there would always be a future for human developers. Quote, "I suspect there will be a dual demand in gaming, one for AI-driven innovative experiences and another for handcrafted, thoughtful content," he told the BBC. "Striking the right balance between leveraging AI and preserving the human touch will be crucial." Since taking over in June, the two bosses have faced a number of difficult moments. The much-anticipated shooting game Concord turned into a high-profile failure, with players who bought it being refunded and the studio closed, which is still insane to me, Mike. Yes, still insane. Certain aspects of Concord were exceptional, but others did not land with enough players, and as a result, we took the game offline, Hulst said at the time. "We can achieve greater focus in our respective areas and then come together to develop the best experiences for the PlayStation community," said Mr. Nishino. They point to the example of surprise hit Astro Bot. "I cannot express how happy we are with the reception of Astro Bot," Hulst said. Mr. Nishino said the way players play games is changing and pointed to its handheld PlayStation Portal, a cross between a controller and a screen, which he said has been a huge success. And while previously it exclusively allowed players to stream games from PS5 they already own, that's about to change. Quote, "Recently, we just announced a beta program allowing cloud streaming directly to the handheld. We're always exploring various options for how players can play games." BBC article has a lot more information if you want to check that out as well. Lots to talk about here, Mike. Where do you want to start?
I mean, we should just go bullet by bullet, just go right down the list.
Cool.
Right? Him addressing AI. Of course, he is the head. He is the big dog, right? You have to be the leader to let the people know that are working for you, hey, I'm trying to set you at ease. We're looking at AI. Let's figure out how this is going to work. Of course, we want that human touch. We need you. We want you. We're not just going to let a bunch of AI bots all of a sudden run the company, right? So it's going to be a tough tightrope for him to balance, because we look to him to say, you're setting the tone. You're going to make us feel at ease that our jobs are safe. How do you find that blend? How do you find that balance? I haven't seen a story yet where we're there at this moment where thousands upon thousands of people are let go because AI is now taking over all game development, but it seems to be looming and looming. Where's he at? Where does he stand?
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem is in a world where that might not have happened yet, but the layoffs are happening anyway.
Of course.
And it is almost in preparation for the AI takeover.
Yeah.
And I feel like he even says it here, but the real issue with the AI stuff, because when we're talking about where tech is these days, it's AI is there. That is the conversation dominating every tech field that there is, video games being a tech field. They're talking here about needing the combination between people and this and having the different audiences for that. I do think that there is truth there, but I also think the reality is I don't think the majority are ever going to accept AI taking over creative fields. I think the creative is the generation of things. That's where there is a sour taste in people's mouth that I don't think you can ever dissuade, because I think that it does come from a place of this is bad, you know? And I feel like when it comes to a lot of other AI tech, there is good there. I don't need to explain this, done it a million times, but everything he's saying here is kind of nothing. It's kind of just like things being asked a question, so you have to answer it. But we know what the realities are. These companies are using AI. It's just happening, and they're using generative AI. They're very much testing this and talking about immersive experiences and stuff. It's like, yeah, we'll see if that works, you know, or if it is just a dream for, you know, billionaires to make billions more for less, you know.
Of course. Yeah, you said it well, Tim. He got to ask the question. He has to answer that, has to walk that tightrope, but we'll see in the months and years to come. That's really where we're at right now. The next one, Astro Bot.
Awesome. Really fucking awesome.
Great
I mean,
success.
like them saying here, I can't express how happy we are with the reception of Astro Bot. Like, I don't think that that's been a surprise to us. Like the reception, I mean, we know how much we love it. We expect it to win multiple Game of the Years, maybe not Game Awards Game of the Year, but maybe. I think at this point, I think it's going to win. But I feel like what I want to know about is the sales. I want to know about the sales now for Astro Bot and long term. Does this thing have legs? Does Astro Bot have the ability to kind of be this ever-present PlayStation brand? Or is the reception just, hey, we made a great game that the people that played love? Which is, good on both sides. It is a smaller title, all things considered. So I don't think it needs to sell 20 million for it to be like, oh, it's a success. But like, I want to know more than what we're getting here.
I like that you want to know more on the business side of things. Because, I think on the reception side, it's great. You celebrate that win. That is a great way to cap off the year for PlayStation with a high, especially coming off of Concord that they highlighted earlier. We barely get to talk about Helldivers anymore because we kind of forgot about that, but that was a massive win earlier in the year. So 2 nice big wins there that I can think about quickly for the year of PlayStation. But let's celebrate that. I'm of the notion of, you went back to what the audience wants. That's the correct game in the PlayStation portfolio that you should have. And yes, when you bring that up and you make a good game, it's going to resonate with that audience. Unlike Concord, which that wasn't the right game for this portfolio and that audience. They didn't want that. They weren't looking for a PvP shooter. Stick inside your area, and that's what they've done with that.
I mean, like, I love what you're saying here, but I mean, their area, like Astro Bot, very much not their area in modern times, right?
That's true.
And I love it. But I love that they did it. Like, I'm so happy that we got a full-fledged Astro Bot game. Like, that felt like a literal dream project of Bless and mine a couple years ago, right? Like, because it starting as the first 2 games being VR and then being a PS5 tech demo experience. Like, the fact that PlayStation saw value in backing Team Asobi's project there, and that, again, they pulled it off and it resonated with people is great. But we need more than just people liking the game. It needs to sell for them to make an Astro Bot 2.
You don't think we'll get an Astro Bot 2?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I'm bummed that we're not hearing that it's like crushing. You know what I mean? Okay. Because then we move on to PlayStation Portal.
Real quick. Astro Bot or Vice City, which is a better game? If you were to be
Astro
listing,
Bot.
Oh shit! All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I gave Astro Bot a 10.
Okay. You didn't give Vice City a 10?
At the time, I probably would have.
Yeah. Damn, makes sense with the list from yesterday. Then never mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, make sure to check out Snowbike Mike and Blessing Adeoye Jr. react to IGN's top 100 PlayStation games of all time list. I think it's a really good stream. It was a really good discussion. It's a very interesting list.
Mike.
Kevin was there, and you know what? A lot of people were excited that Kevin was back. He brought a great energy to it. We had a lot of fun with Kevin. And then he had a great podcast about being a dad.
Yep. Big day for Kev yesterday. You can check out all that content on our YouTube channel. But jumping over to the Portal here, them saying that it's a huge success. And this isn't the first time we've heard this now. They've talked multiple times about seeing the Portal as a success that I think is up there with Helldivers 2 in the sense of products coming out that I think that the journalists and media would look at and be like, that's going to be inconsequential. Yeah. And it being a mega hit. Different scales, different levels, but I do think they're both surprise hits, especially when the Portal was, the more we learned about it, it felt more and more pointless.
Yeah.
But they clearly have tapped into the audience that they have.
I agree with that, Tim. I come at it of different minds, right? At the beginning, I was like, I don't know about that. I'm not really using streaming that way of just directly tapping into my PlayStation off of Wi-Fi only. I want the cloud streaming where I can be anywhere because I think I'm like any gamer that I want my games everywhere I go, especially with the Switch and what the Switch has done for the gaming audience of I can have my games anywhere. I can have it at home on the TV. I can pick it up and I can go with it. That is the dream. And I think PlayStation has done the handheld before. It is cool to see that the proof in this is, hey, people still want that. And we want that to grow in that market to get better with the Steam Deck and other handhelds now in our life. It's proving that Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, third party everywhere, people want their games wherever they are. Make something that can make that happen. And yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I love my Portal. I've been saying that a lot, but I'm happy that it's doing well. I'm happy that PlayStation sees it as a huge success. Again, though, different wording there. Huge success for Portal. We're happy with the reception of Astro Bot. You get what I'm saying?
Show the numbers.
I think success shows there's numbers to back it up. I think that we're happy with the reception shows. It's a little bit more of a critical darling. But
interesting.
But again, I hope I'm wrong because I really hope that Astro Bot is the best-selling game of every year. You know what I mean? Give my little guy the props that he deserves and a makeover. Story number 3. Switch 2 accessories are seemingly already on sale via Chinese vendors. This comes from Ollie Reynolds at Nintendo Life. Nintendo isn't likely to reveal the highly anticipated Switch 2 before the end of this year, but that apparently hasn't stopped Chinese vendors from selling accessories for the console via wholesale platform Alibaba. As spotted on Fami boards and reported by our friends over at Eurogamer, the accessories can be purchased in bulk and appear to have been produced based on accurate specifications for the upcoming Switch successor. Naturally, both the case and the screen protector indicate that we're in for a much chunkier console than the current Switch family of systems, backing up previous reports that the console would boast a much larger screen. The dimensions for the case are, they're dimensions. I don't need to read these off. These millimeters don't mean shit to you.
Okay, well, now we see, thank you, Kevin, for bringing it up. We see the screen there. Is this to be trusted, Tim?
I mean, let's see. Let's go through this here real quick. So, because there's some more details I want to get to. While it's not possible to determine the exact dimensions of the console itself, it's clear it's going to be much bigger than the Switch or Switch OLED. It contains 2 spaces in which to fit the console's shoulder buttons and triggers. If that's not proof enough, an image of a supposed Switch 2 screen protector was also shown, demonstrating a significant increase in size over the same product for the standard Switch. A small cutout for the light sensor on the Switch has also seemingly been removed for the successor. It's standard practice for accessory manufacturers to be given prior notice of a console specifications in order to create products in time for the console's launch. That said, be sure to treat this latest nugget of information with as much skepticism as anything we know about Switch 2 so far. We won't know until Nintendo officially gets into it. So, interesting, right?
Tell me about it, Tim. Yeah, it is interesting, right? Because, of course, yeah, there are teams that have to be making accessories and products for this new product that you're coming out with ahead of time, so they're ready to hit the market. They can't do it after you've already gone live, and they have to catch back up. So there's going to be things out there. Is it real? Is it true? I would assume, yeah, right?
So I will say that in the history of iPhones, I feel like the make and look of an iPhone has been leaked ahead of time, maybe 9 out of 10 times, because of things like this, because of the accessories and cases and those things being built based off of information that they got prior to manufacturing or prior to announcement of the new product. So this type of thing is common in tech and is common to kind of reveal information that's not ready to be out there yet. I think another great example is Legos kind of spoiling moments from upcoming movies because we get sets, and they've essentially had to like come up with like weird things that aren't even in the movie just to like kind of get around it, be more themed in vibes, instead of like spoiling characters in movies or like the big finale or whatever. But when it comes to this, I'm at the point with the Switch 2 stuff that like people want their like weird 5 seconds of fame of like putting something out there and like being the guy that like revealed all this stuff. Like, I feel like the Nintendo leak culture has a lot of toxicity and a lot of like pick me vibes that get in the way of understanding what's the truth. Yeah. So while if this was not Nintendo, if this was not the Switch 2 and this was something else, I'd lean more towards like, I believe it. Okay. Here, I'm a little more skeptical that this is real. Yeah. Having said that, I think that everything that it represents is accurate. I think that we've heard it's going to be the 7-inch screen. We've heard that it's the Joy-Cons are going to be a little bit bigger. So I'm like, I think that whether or not this actual thing is real, I think that this is going to be representative of what the Switch 2 is. Yeah,
as the casual fan, it's like, I know that they're making a Switch 2. I'm at the point, we know that's reality. It's going to happen. Just show me it. And then once it becomes real, then we go from there. But yeah, I already assume that things are being made for it, right? As a casual audience, it's like, yeah, of course they're going to start making controllers for this. They've probably already made the screens and all that. It's probably live somewhere in a warehouse right now, and they're ready to rock and roll. But once it's fully revealed to me, then I'm ready to buy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big question, too, is like, when is this happening? Where is it happening? Yeah. Switch 2, obviously, we've talked about it a million times. At this point, doubt it's this year. There is the other side, though, where it's like, I don't know necessarily that Nintendo cares about these third-party having the accessories out when it's ready because of how Nintendo thinks about their rollouts of their systems and the secrecy that they have and their history of having their own accessory lines and like launching with those and then partnering with like Hori and partnering with like some of the bigger name like third-party accessory developers out there, manufacturers. So yeah, we'll have to stay tuned for this, but I'm very excited for the Switch 2. No one's surprised about that. And what I'm seeing here, I'm stoked about. So
Love that, Tim. Good.
we'll see. Story number 4, Pokemon trading card game Pocket reportedly surpassed over $200 million in its first month.
Whoa.
Sophie Mcevoy reports at GamesIndustry.biz. Pokemon trading card game Pocket has reportedly reached $208 million in revenue. As reported by Pocket Gamer, the mobile hit averaged 6.5 million in daily player spending, with a peak of 8.4 million on November 22nd following an event. This reportedly boosted daily revenue by 20% as a result. Pokemon trading card game reached its highest weekly earnings in week 3 at 51.1 million and declined by 3% during its fourth week to 49.7 million.
Big money.
Big money.
Did you think it was going to be this big?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, when I see this number, I'm not surprised, right? It's Pokemon. It's mobile. It's on my phone. You're buying card packs. Yeah, it was going to make a bunch of money. It just seemed like the logical, like that was an easy layup win.
Yeah. I mean, what it comes down to is when they first announced this at Pokemon Day earlier this year in February, the moment that we saw it, it's like, oh, it's they're Marvel snapping Pokemon trading card game.
Of course.
That inherently makes sense, right? And the game is good. The gameplay is good. It is fun.
Yep.
Then you add all this other stuff. Of course, you're going to hit people in the nostalgia. Of course, you're going to have the secret Mew for when you collect all 150 Kanto Pokemon. Like, they just knew exactly what they were doing there. And I feel like, I mean, I know for a fact I've opened it every single day since the game came out. I open every single booster that I get the opportunity to. I'm having a great time collecting. I will say, I'm at a point right now that I'm like, I haven't battled in weeks.
Okay.
And I have no need to.
You're not jumping on the new Venusaur event. That's just you versus the, NPC opponent.
So I already did that.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah. They need more events, though.
Yes.
There needs to be some more things happening that actually make me want to battle. Because when I first played, I was like, I'm just going to collect.
Of course.
And then we all started battling, and it's like, oh, there's something here. This game is good.
This is fun.
And I just feel like we need a little bit more carrots. We need more meats.
They should have an event all the time, right? And it should probably be happening on PvE and PvP because, yes, Tim, what got us really excited was that 45 wins, that Lapras event, the Venusaur that's happening right now. It's like, you got to keep those going because I told you and Blessing when this first came out, it's like, you need to keep the carrot on the end of the stick at all times for me to want to jump into this because I think Marvel Snap did it so well of like, it was all about the battling. Sure, there was card collecting, but like you were playing to get the snap and play. This one very much feels like, I could skip it for a day. I don't need to battle. I don't want to battle. Yeah. And it's like, no, you got to stay in that.
Give me a reason to battle.
Now I want more cards. Or, oh, man, he had that Wigglytuff. I need that card. I got to open up these packs because I need that card desperately. Or, oh, man, I still don't have that. Maybe I give him 20. You know what I mean? Maybe I get 10 more packs today. So, yeah, it is something of, you got to keep me energized on that, and they haven't done a good job at that yet.
I don't think they have either, because like on the collection side, they've done a great job. Giving me 2 to 3 boosters a day. I'm like, all right, I'm here for it, and like I get excited every day, and haven't been hitting much lucky packs recently, but I'm still having a good time with it. But I want them because you get the bonuses for like logging in, for opening packs, for getting something from the store, even your free daily thing. Give me something daily to battle. You know what I mean? Let me play in the game.
Trenton Williams in the chat brings up a good one of like, that 15 XP is not enough.
Yeah.
What you need to tie it to is maybe you can stick with 15, but if I earn 100 that day, I get a free pack. It's got to be somewhere where it's like, you battle 4 times, we give you a free pack no matter what. You battle 20 times, we give you 3 free packs. Like, just add the packs in the battling to make me want to do that because the level doesn't matter, right? Like, my level going up with the little 15 XP, in my mind, hasn't had really any major effect on my life that makes me want to do more. It has to come down to, I want more packs. I get packs by battling. Figure that out. Make it happen.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. And yeah, since that one stream we did, I've not put another penny in unless they're charging me for the premium pass. If that's already jumped over.
I think they've started that probably.
Then that would be the one thing. But I have not spent any more on gold itself or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm having a tough time now because I'm definitely on the $9.99 season pass. Get the 3 packs now because I think we've moved past the 2-week free bundle or whatever. And so, yeah, now I'm at the point of I have so many cards. Now, I'm similar to what you were like on that stream where it's like I have 14 cards I'm missing. The opportunity for me to get those 14 cards are very difficult, right? And of course, I still have the big holographics, the full arts. I'm not getting those at a rapid pace, right? Like I'm opening up 3 packs a day with that, and I'm getting nothing sometimes.
Totally.
Most of the time, actually. Like 3 days out of the week, it's like I'll open them, get nothing, and I'll be like, nah. And that hurts, right? You got to find something to get people excited or battle and get more cards, similar to the Venusaur and Lapras event. Make me PvP battle for that card of the week. It's got to be something because I need that card. I need that satisfaction of I earned something.
Totally. Oh, Mike, these are big numbers for Pokemon Trading Card Game.
You think they hit $1 billion?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's, yeah. I think it's going to be way bigger than that. But if I want to know about something smaller, so much smaller, where would I look?
Tim, I take you to our last news story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
That's damn right. New Xbox Game Pass games have been revealed. We got Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, Forza Motorsport Standard, Hanti Standard, Humanity coming to Standard.
Cool.
Then on December 5th, we got EA Sports WRC and Overthrown.
Nice.
On December 9th, Indiana Jones
Indy.
and the Great Circle. 12/10, we got Wild Frost 1. January 2nd, we have Carry On, and January 7th, we have Road 96.
That Carry On game's crazy.
Yeah?
Played that a while back. That's a freaky wild game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Obviously, love the game. Highly recommend it.
Okay.
Amazing kart racer. But it's interesting to see Activision start to drip feed.
We're starting to get a little bit.
Right?
Tim,
It's just
been
a little bit here, a little bit there.
We never got the floodgates are open and
No.
every title's there. And I think that's probably a business decision and
100%.
licensing of like, slow it down. Let's drip feed this. Keep people wanting like Tim of like, I haven't signed up for Game Pass in a long time. Oh, that gets me excited for a month. Or, hey, I don't sign up for Game Pass that often because I don't feel like I get that. Well, now if we start slowly drip feeding it, it just elevates and boosts the reason why you should be paying them $20 a month or whatever.
I get it. It's just going to be very interesting to look at these Game Pass updates and how different they're going to be going forward than how they used to be.
Yes.
I predict that we're going to get a lot less of the like big third party, like, whoa, didn't expect to see that type deals.
Really?
Because I think they can now just have their first party, which does seem like we're going to get a lot more first party releases and then drip feed the back catalog of the Activision Blizzard stuff.
I like that, Tim, and I can agree with you in some parts, right? I think the back catalog is exciting to some, but I think most of it is, and especially in Game Pass's lifespan, it has been carried by those big, oh snap, you got that third-party game, and they have to continue that because right now, the first-party games have not proven to be the ones to hold you. It is the, oh snap, they got all three personas, that's nuts. They got Yakuza Like a Dragon, that's crazy, right? Like, those third-party games are what is carrying Game Pass still to this day, I would argue. So when is that blend slow down? When does first party finally show up? Because they're not at the map booty once a month, once a quarter. They haven't hit that yet. So we're still kind of buying our time. And it's a lot of money. $20 for Game Pass Ultimate to justify that. I mean, you got to give me cloud gaming with all of my games that I own. That's the next big step. You got to hit with the first party, bring the Activision titles, somehow get WoW involved. I'm surprised we still haven't hit WoW involved. That's crazy.
It is.
Figure that out, especially with how high and hot WoW is with WoW Classic and everything that they're doing with the War Within. Gotta hit that. And then, I still think the third-party games have to complement. But they've done well with like EA Play and having 10-hour free trials. They got that sweet deal. They've hooked up with Ubisoft before, but I think the third party's still got to be there.
Let's see. And like, no pizza bet or anything.
Yeah.
But like, let's stay on this, Mike. Me and you.
Oh, you want to?
I want to keep on this because I want to see because I truly feel like those days are over. Like I feel like the Liza P's and the Yakuzas. Like I think those days are over.
Tim, let me fill you in with the two things the Snowbike might keep an eye on for 2025 because I'm going to add this to our third. My Snowbike mic to keep an eye on with Blessing have been Call of Duty Black Ops 6 sales numbers and Marvel Rivals. Where will it stand engagement-wise 3 months and 6 months now? Now I'm going to add Xbox Game Pass third-party titles.
Love that. Thank you, Mike. Tetris is coming to Nintendo Switch Online on December 12th. Tetris the Grandmaster 4 Absolute Eye is coming to Steam in March 2025. Gex Trilogy, unfortunately, has been delayed to 2025. Splatoon 2's OST is now on Nintendo Music. Hell yeah. Great stuff there.
Love that.
Anton Blast gets a review roundup here. A Metacritic of 86, an Open Critic of 86. Oscar at Games Radar gave it 4 out of 5 stars, saying Anton Blast explosively reinvents the destructive energy of Wario Land, delivering high-energy action that has you demolishing levels at speed, while also rewarding precise play with a serious sense of momentum. Boss fights slow the pace a bit, but this is a front-to-back thrill ride that you'll keep coming back to master. DualShockers gave it 8.5, and The Gamer gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I am about 4 hours into this game, and I love it. I can't get enough. I've been playing it on my Steam Deck. Beautiful. Amazing vibe. It is such a weird, unique thing where I can compare it to so many different things, and it does not do it justice because it might take an element of, you know, Crash Bandicoot style from the 90s and Cartoon Network, like, comedy style from the early 2000s, and just that, like loud flash game kind of just so many colors that shouldn't go together, but they kind of do. Like, it's just, if you took this sound, turned it into a video game, it's Anton Blast.
Okay.
There's an energy to it, Mike.
I like that kind of energy.
Good. It's really good. So I highly recommend it. I think it got delayed on Switch, but keep your eye out if you only have a Switch, and otherwise, get it on Steam. This shit kicks ass. Can't wait to keep playing, and I hope to talk about it more as I beat the game. So, yeah, okay. Good stuff there. And that's it for Wii News. Got another 2 super chats here, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Dear Sixlet says, thought I had. Does the economy the last few years affect sales numbers because more people than ever are waiting for sales instead of full price to make their money stretch further? I think the economy always is affecting sales of entertainment things like movie or TV games, like all of that stuff. Clearly, having said that, when we look at the market and we see that there are games having ridiculous success, I think that kind of does point to, while there is some effect, I don't think that when we're comparing the apples to apples, the apples are here.
Well said.
Oh my freaking God.
Yeah.
Greg Miller just scared the hell out of me. Ran in with the biggest box I've ever seen.
Look at that, Tim.
It's here.
Indiana Jones. Great Circle. Collector's Edition just showed up,
That's
guys.
not a circle. It's a rectangle.
Tell them what's in the box, Greg.
Oh, there's a circle in there.
You get a globe. I don't know. The eyes ain't as good as they used to be. You get the jumbo steelbook display case, the Great Circle globe with hidden storage, the All Maker Relic replica with the digital game code on it. A new adventure journal, I call that.
It looks
You
like
get
the
the
globe
DLC.
opens up. What's in there?
Let's find out.
It's got storage. I'm really excited to see what the jumbo steel book looks like. What's a jumbo steel book? I'm very excited.
It's bigger than a normal steelbook.
Let's find out what's inside of the Indiana Jones Collector's Edition.
Oh, it wasn't a bigger steelbook. It was a thick boy
It was
steelbook.
thick with 2 C's, y'all. Very thick, very thick.
There. Okay, here you go.
It's showing you the relic piece right here. Special relic piece.
And on the back, there's the thing. You know
Look
what I
at
mean?
that. Yeah.
The relic.
Okay.
That's the relic. Yeah, I guess we'll understand when we play the game.
Yeah.
Do that. Like, here's this thing. I don't know
Here's
what
the
the hell.
thing.
Here's this piece of braille.
Okay. So check that out.
Tim.
It's
It was
thick.
thick.
Tim, take a look at that one. It's thick.
Thick.
It is really thick.
It is surprisingly thick. I thought it would be tall, but no. Oh, don't forget about your keychain. Nice. I like a good big box for a collector's edition, especially one that can house
So
Tim.
big.
Tim is 6 feet tall, and we have covered him with a box here. Get inside of that. Get inside of that styrofoam. Let it just rock. Oh yeah. There you go, audio listeners. He's diving into the styrofoam collector's edition. It's a globe, ladies and gentlemen. Move. Oh wow.
It opens. The globe opens.
It's a real globe with the
Open the
circle,
globe.
with the great circle on it.
Oh!
Yeah, showing you all the
It's
cool
taped,
places that
taped.
maybe Indy will go. Who knows? Oh no. Oh, there's the circle. Okay. Didn't see it on the other side of the globe.
If it doesn't open, I'm gonna be very upset.
Pop that thing open.
It opens. It's got a hinge.
Okay, it's got a hinge. Yeah, we see that. Holy shit! Okay, I think there might have been a collapse.
Strap in.
Okay,
It's a Greg Miller unboxing.
so inside of the
That's where they kept
globe.
the journal. That's where they kept the secret journal.
Yeah, how much room do you got? Okay, you could put some stuff in
You
here.
think that's a solution in the game somewhere?
I could put some cool stuff in that.
Opening the globe.
You got the little.
Oh, it's the airplane.
It's the airplane. So
It
you can do it
tracks
like
where
in
you
the
go.
thing.
Yeah, that's great. So this is what you get inside the collector's edition right here.
Yeah.
Check it. Take a look. Boom. Yep. I think you broke the latch. That's cool. And, oh, this is magnetic. Yeah,
How
this
would I know to unlatch it?
this is magnetic. We're gonna open up the gaming journal. Greg's done a great job journaling some of his games in the past. Of course, his Dragon Age journal.
Oh, it says for your next adventure.
From Marion.
Just blank pages.
Wow.
I like
So
that.
you can take
Sometimes
notes.
they would do that thing where they branded all Indiana Jones
Yeah,
all
yeah.
over the place. I'm glad it's that. I'm keeping that.
He's keeping the
Gonna
journal.
use
ladies
it,
and gentlemen.
everybody.
You guys outro the show. I'll try to fix the globe.
Tim, outro the show.
Don't,
We gotta
Frank,
do a
you're gonna
couple
break
things.
it works. I'll fix it.
This is the piece of
I see
lead.
what it is.
We're gonna fix it, ladies and
We
gentlemen.
got Charlie Nugget saying, question mostly for Mike, but maybe Tim as well. Do you think it would behoove Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket to take notes from trading card games like Magic the Gathering Arena and Marvel Snap?
I mean, you would have the Marvel Snap side.
I'm going
Arena
to say
for-
no for Marvel Snap side.
Okay.
Marvel Snap to me, I mean, again, I haven't played it for a while. There was too many modes.
You know, for the record, everybody, apologies. Yeah, it says first thing, opening your globe. Yeah, it didn't say rip it apart.
Yeah, we're learning. Yeah, it will be interesting to see because Magic the Gathering has decades of Magic already built into it with different card sets and the game and deck building.
Step number 2, to access the globe's hidden storage, attach the plane magnet to the correct point of interest and trigger the opening mechanism.
No!
Well, what can I say, everybody? I've watched a million Indiana Jones. I've played the Uncharted thing, and I'm just like, why wouldn't you just tear the shit open?
Snap
and that's
that
what I
thing
did.
open.
Nice try. Great circle. You couldn't stop Greg Miller. Now we got an Audrey, too. Hello, Seymour.
I love that.
Why was that so hard to get off?
Yeah,
of me?
that was a big one.
But yeah, I feel like from a gameplay perspective, I just want more things to do battle-wise events. I just want more rewards for battling. That's it.
Battling is fun.
Otherwise,
It
I
is
think they got the right
enjoyable.
amount of things. in
I'm
the game.
deck building. It's perfect. Just give me a reason to. Not 15 XP.
Brian Murphy says, what do you guys think of Sony's 30th anniversary video? I freaking loved it, man. Mike, you give me a emotional song, a bunch of nostalgic clips,
Yeah.
and some text on a screen. I'm fucking happy.
It was fantastic.
I
It was
loved it.
very, very good, Tim.
Loved it.
It was a lot of fun.
Did we get anything wrong today? Let me
Yeah,
check
check out
you're
your
wrong and see.
I mean, Greg refused to read the instructions and broke that thing. Seems like he wronged someone.
I appreciate that he just goes in for it. You know what I mean? 100%.
That's it, everyone. Nothing.
nice.
We're
Nothing you're
perfect.
wrong. Great
Me and
job,
you, Mike.
Tim.
Fantastic people.
Great show. Leave comments down below. What do you want to see from software? Very excited to see what they do next. Like that is going to be the all eyes in the world is on you. It's like Rockstar levels of like big type
It's
stuff.
big
now
stuff,
with
man.
These guys.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. It's really cool.
Exciting times, everybody. Stay tuned for an amazing kind of funny Gamescast where we are talking about Andy's trip to Japan and his time playing Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm sure you're going to want to hear that. But until next time, I love you all. Goodbye.